My beloved child, stop scrolling for just one moment, because what you are about to hear was not chosen by accident. Somewhere in the quiet of this morning, a message has been prepared for you, one that carries strength for the battles you haven't even spoken aloud yet. Archangel Michael, the mighty defender, the one who stands at the gates of heaven with a sword of light, is stepping into your life today. You may feel tired, you may feel unseen, you may feel like the weight on your shoulders is too heavy to carry alone, but listen closely, because everything is about to change. Don't skip this moment, because the words that follow are not ordinary words, they are armor being placed over your spirit before you even step outside your door. There is a reason your heart led you here today, a reason your soul felt restless until it found this exact prayer. Somewhere, unseen battles have been fighting against your peace, against your confidence, against your ability to believe that today could be different. But Michael, the warrior angel, does not send his protection halfway. He surrounds, he shields, he goes before you into rooms you haven't entered yet and battles you don't even know are coming. Stay till the end, because what is about to be spoken over your life is not just comfort, it is a covering, a shield strong enough to stand between you and every hidden attack meant to break your spirit before the sun even reaches its peak. Something huge is waiting for you in these next few minutes, something that could shift the entire direction of your day, maybe even your week. This is not a moment to rush through while your mind wanders elsewhere. This is a moment to breathe, to still your thoughts, and to open your heart fully, because heaven itself is leaning in close to whisper courage into the parts of you that have grown weary. Every fear that has tried to convince you that you are alone is about to be silenced. Every doubt that has whispered you are not strong enough is about to be answered. Keep listening, because the real breakthrough has not even begun yet. My beloved child, before you move even one step further, let this next truth settle deep into your spirit, because Michael's protection is not just for the storms you can see, it is for the silent ones too, the ones that creep in through worry, through comparison, through the ache of feeling like you are falling behind. Today, that ends. The archangel who casts darkness out of the heavens is not intimidated by whatever has been shadowing your peace. He steps in front of you now, sword raised, wings spread, declaring that this day belongs to light, not to fear. There is a battle happening right now that you cannot see with your eyes, one fought in the unseen realm over your mind, your confidence, your very sense of worth. But you were never meant to fight it alone. Michael moves swiftly to defend those who call on him, clearing the path ahead of confusion, closing doors that were never meant to open, and strengthening the ground beneath your feet so that nothing unstable can shake you today. Don't skip past this part, because the courage being spoken over you right now is the same courage that turned impossible situations into miracles for those who dared to believe. Something huge is waiting for you just beyond this moment, a shift so quiet yet so powerful that you may not even recognize it until later today, when you realize your hands stopped shaking, your mind grew calm, and your steps felt sure again. Stay with this prayer, because the deepest part of your breakthrough is still ahead, and heaven is not finished pouring strength into you yet. There comes a moment in every soul's journey when heaven decides enough waiting has passed, and today marks that very moment for you. The ground beneath your uncertainty is about to be replaced with something solid, something unshakable, because Michael does not simply protect from a distance, he walks directly into the center of your struggle and stands there until the storm bows to his presence. Whatever has felt too heavy this week, whatever battle has drained your energy before it even started, is being lifted right now, piece by piece, as this prayer moves through you. Think for a second about every time you felt like giving up was the only option left, every time your strength ran dry and you wondered if anyone above was even watching. They were. Every tear, every silent prayer whispered in the dark, every moment you pushed forward on nothing but faith, was seen, recorded, and answered in ways you are only now beginning to understand. Don't skip past this truth, because the courage rising in your chest right now is not random, it is the direct response to everything you have already endured. Something huge is waiting for you just past this line, something that will make sense of the delays, the closed doors, and the waiting seasons you have walked through. Michael's sword does not just defend, it cuts through confusion and carves a clear path forward, one you will recognize the moment you step into it. Stay till the end, because what comes next is the part of this prayer where everything you have been silently hoping for finally gets spoken aloud over your life. Somewhere in the quiet space between one breath and the next, a decision is being made in your favor, one that has nothing to do with luck and everything to do with a promise that has never failed. Michael is not a distant figure watching from far away, he is present in this exact second, standing guard over the doors of your mind so that nothing false can enter and steal what is rightfully yours today. The exhaustion you have carried, the night spent replaying worries on a loop, all of it is being lifted as this shield of light settles firmly over your life. There is a version of today that was written for you before you even opened your eyes this morning, one filled with clarity instead of confusion, steadiness instead of fear. That version is not out of reach, it is already unfolding, and every word spoken in this prayer is helping align you with it. Don't skip this part, because what you resist believing right now is often exactly what is closest to becoming true. The battles that once felt endless are losing their grip, and courage is rising in places where doubt used to live. Something huge is waiting for you, closer now than it has ever been, and it arrives not through struggle but through surrender, through simply allowing this protection to settle over every corner of your life. Stay till the very end, because the final piece of this prayer carries the kind of peace that changes not just your morning, but the way you walk through the rest of this day entirely. Picture the exact moment a warrior lowers his sword, not because the fight is over, but because victory has already been secured, and that is precisely where you stand right now, even if you cannot fully feel it yet. The weight you have been carrying was never meant to define your entire story, it was only ever a chapter, and today marks the turning of that page. Michael's presence does not simply guard you from harm, it restores what harm has already taken, quietly rebuilding strength in places that once felt broken beyond repair. There is a difference between surviving a day and truly walking through it with purpose, and that difference is being placed in your hands right now. Every ounce of courage you thought you had lost is returning, not gradually, but in a wave strong enough to carry you through whatever this day still holds. Don't skip this moment, because what is being restored in you right now is not just confidence, it is the deep, unshakable knowing that you were never meant to face any of this alone. Something huge is waiting for you just beyond this line, a clarity so sharp it will feel like fog lifting from a road you have been driving blind on for far too long. Stay till the end, because the next words carry the kind of guidance that does not just answer questions, it silences them entirely, replacing every uncertainty with a peace that finally lets you exhale. A single spark of light can undo an entire room of darkness, and that is exactly what is happening within you at this very moment, whether you feel it yet or not. The heaviness that clung to your thoughts, the fear that whispered you were falling behind, none of it can survive in the presence of what is being poured over your life right now. Michael does not simply stand beside you today, he moves ahead of you, clearing paths through situations that once felt impossible to navigate, making room for doors to open that had been sealed shut for far too long. Every step you take from this moment forward carries a different kind of weight, not the weight of struggle, but the weight of purpose, the kind that steadies your walk instead of shaking it. Think of every worry you brought into this morning, every unspoken fear about what today might bring, and imagine each one dissolving quietly as this protection wraps fully around you. Don't skip this part, because what is shifting inside you right now is not temporary comfort, it is a permanent recalibration of how you meet every challenge from here on out. Something huge is waiting for you just beyond this final stretch, a strength so steady it will carry you long after this prayer ends, into conversations, decisions, and moments that once would have overwhelmed you. Stay close, because what comes next is the moment this entire prayer has been building toward, the moment where guidance, courage, and protection finally settle into one unshakable peace over your life. There is a stillness that arrives after a storm has passed, not the silence of emptiness, but the silence of everything finally being at peace, and that is the stillness settling over you right now. Every battle this morning's prayer has walked you through was never meant to leave you drained, it was meant to leave you standing taller than before, steadier, clearer, and far more certain of the strength that has been with you the entire time. Michael's shield does not lower once this prayer ends, it remains fixed over your life, moving with you into every room, every conversation, every decision this day still holds. Think back to how you felt when this prayer began, the tiredness, the quiet worry, the sense that today might feel just as heavy as yesterday. Notice now how different that feels, how much lighter your spirit has become, how much steadier your breath feels in this very moment. That shift is not imagination, it is confirmation that everything spoken over you today has taken root. Don't skip these final words, because what is sealed into your life right now is meant to carry you far beyond this morning, into every corner of this week that still lies ahead. Something huge has already begun, quietly, powerfully, and it will continue unfolding long after this prayer fades into silence. Carry this peace with you as you step into today, knowing that courage walks ahead of you, protection surrounds you, and guidance leads every step you take from here forward. Somewhere far beyond what your eyes can see, a final seal is being placed over everything spoken into your life this morning, quiet, certain, and unshakable. This is not the kind of protection that fades once you step away from this prayer, it is the kind that lingers in your chest, in your shoulders, in the way you now carry yourself into a day that once felt uncertain. Michael does not simply appear and disappear, he remains, standing watch over the very life that was surrendered into his care during these last few minutes. Let every word you have heard settle deeply now, not as something to remember later, but as something already woven into who you are today. The fear that once tried to convince you that you were unprepared has no place left to stand. The doubt that whispered you were walking into this day alone has been silenced completely. What remains is steadiness, clarity, and a courage that does not shout, but simply knows, quietly and completely, that everything ahead is already covered. Carry this peace with you as you rise from this moment and step fully into today, knowing that nothing you face now walks toward you unnoticed or unprotected. Every battle has already met its answer, every question has already met its guidance, and every fear has already met its match. Walk forward now, steady and unafraid, because everything you needed for this day has already been given to you. There is a certain kind of quiet that only arrives once a battle has truly been won, not the noisy relief of escape, but the deep, settled peace of knowing nothing was ever really in danger to begin with. That is the quiet resting over you right now. Everything this morning carried you through, every whispered fear, every heavy thought, every uncertain step, has already been met and answered. What remains is not a memory of struggle, but the steady proof that you were carried through it long before you even realized it. Notice how different the air feels now compared to when this prayer first began. Notice how your shoulders sit a little lower, how your breath moves a little slower, how the noise in your mind has softened into something manageable, something you can finally hold without being crushed by it. This is not coincidence, this is confirmation. What was spoken over your life today has already begun reshaping how you meet the hours still ahead of you, quietly, steadily, without force. Step into today knowing this covering does not end the moment this prayer does. It moves with you, into meetings, into conversations, into decisions that once felt overwhelming but now feel walkable. Every ounce of strength you needed has already been placed within you. Every door that needed to open is already opening. Walk forward now, steady, certain, and fully at peace, because everything meant to guide, protect, and strengthen you today has already been sealed in place. A final light settles now, not as an ending, but as confirmation that everything spoken this morning has taken its place permanently within you. What began as a quiet search for strength has become something far greater, a covering that will outlast this single day, following you into tomorrow, into next week, into every moment ahead where courage will be needed again. Michael's presence does not withdraw once silence returns, it remains fixed over your life, a steady, watchful strength woven into the very rhythm of your days. Hold on to what you have felt shift within you during these last few minutes. Hold on to the lightness where heaviness used to sit, the clarity where confusion once lived, the calm where fear used to speak the loudest. None of this was accidental. It was prepared, delivered, and sealed into your spirit for exactly this moment, so that whatever this day still holds, you would meet it already equipped, already covered, already unshakable. Walk forward now into everything waiting for you, knowing that no battle ahead stands unmatched, no fear ahead stands unanswered, and no uncertainty ahead stands unguided. Strength has already been placed in your hands. Protection already surrounds every step you take. Guidance already walks ahead, clearing the way long before you arrive. Carry this peace with you, steady and complete, into every hour this day still has to offer. Every sunrise carries a choice within it, the choice to walk forward burdened or to walk forward covered, and today, that choice has already been made on your behalf. What has been built into your spirit over the course of this prayer was never meant to sit quietly in the background, it was meant to move with you, active, present, and unwavering, through every single interaction this day still holds. Michael does not release his watch simply because the words of a prayer have ended, his presence lingers exactly where you need it most, in the moments you least expect a battle to arise. Think of how many mornings before this one felt uncertain from the very first breath, how many days began already tangled in worry before anything had even happened yet. Today is different, not because the world around you has changed, but because something within you has shifted in a way that cannot easily be undone. The steadiness settling in your chest right now is not fragile, it is foundational, strong enough to hold firm even when unexpected moments try to shake it later today. Step forward now carrying more than just comfort, carry conviction, carry the quiet certainty that every challenge ahead has already been accounted for. Nothing that approaches you today arrives stronger than what has already been placed within you. Walk with your head lifted, your spirit steady, and your heart at rest, because everything you need to move through this day with courage and grace has already been fully provided. There is a moment near the end of every journey where looking back becomes just as important as looking ahead, and this is that moment for you now. Consider everything that has unfolded since the very first word of this prayer, the shift from heaviness to lightness, from doubt to certainty, from feeling unseen to feeling completely covered. None of that happened by chance. It happened because something greater than circumstance reached into your morning and rearranged the very foundation you are standing on. This is not a peace that will disappear the instant distractions return or challenges arise later today. It is a peace built to hold, tested not in stillness but in motion, proven not in comfort but in the middle of whatever this day still asks of you. Wherever uncertainty tries to resurface, this steadiness will already be there to meet it. Wherever fear tries to whisper again, this courage will already be louder. What has been placed within you is not temporary armor, it is a permanent shift in how you now carry yourself through every hour ahead. Go now into this day fully equipped, fully guided, and fully at peace. Every battle already has its answer. Every question already has its guidance. Every fear already has its match. You are not walking into today unprepared, you are walking into it already covered, already strengthened, already victorious before the first challenge even arrives. Somewhere between the ordinary rhythm of morning and the demands of the day ahead lies a threshold, a quiet line where preparation meets action, and you are standing on it right now, fully ready in a way you were not just moments ago. What has settled into your spirit throughout this prayer is not meant to remain a feeling reserved for stillness, it is meant to travel with you the instant you rise, the instant you step into noise, responsibility, and the unpredictable rhythm of daily life. Consider how easily worry used to attach itself to the smallest uncertainties, how quickly small challenges once felt like insurmountable walls. That version of your morning is fading now, replaced by something far more resilient. This is the kind of strength that does not need perfect conditions to remain steady, it holds its ground even when the day grows loud, even when unexpected moments arrive uninvited. What has been built within you is not circumstantial, it is constant. Move into this day now with your spirit anchored and your steps sure. Every distraction that tries to pull you off course will meet a foundation too solid to be shaken. Every doubt that tries to creep back in will find no room left to settle. You carry strength that does not waver, guidance that does not falter, and protection that does not fade, and with all of this already in place, you are ready to meet everything today has been waiting to bring you. There is a strength that only reveals itself once it has been tested, and though today may still hold its share of challenges, you now step into it already proven, already steady, already unshaken by whatever waits ahead. What once felt like walking blindly into uncertainty has transformed into walking with clear eyes and a settled heart, fully aware that nothing approaching you today arrives without already being met by the covering placed over your life this morning. Notice how the smallest worries that once consumed your attention now feel manageable, almost distant, replaced by a quiet confidence that does not need to announce itself loudly to be real. This is not the fragile kind of calm that shatters at the first sign of difficulty, it is the kind forged through truth, through presence, through a protection that has already proven itself long before you needed to see it in action. Whatever tries to test that steadiness today will find it far stronger than expected. Carry this forward now, not as something to hold on to tightly out of fear it might slip away, but as something already woven into who you are becoming. Every step ahead is already supported. Every decision ahead is already guided. Every moment of difficulty ahead has already met its match in the strength now settled within you. Walk forward fully assured, because you are not facing today alone, you never were. A day that begins in surrender often ends in strength no one saw coming, and that is the story quietly unfolding within you right now. What started as a search for comfort has grown into something far more lasting, a foundation strong enough to carry you not just through this morning, but through every unexpected turn this day still holds. Nothing that lies ahead arrives as a surprise to the one who has already gone before you, clearing the way long before your feet even move toward it. Feel how different your breathing has become since this prayer began, how the tightness that once lived in your chest has slowly loosened, replaced by something steadier, something rooted. This shift did not happen by accident, and it will not disappear the moment silence returns. It has settled into the deepest part of you, becoming part of how you now meet challenges, how you now carry conversations, how you now respond to moments that once would have overwhelmed you completely. Step into the rest of this day carrying full assurance, knowing that protection surrounds you, guidance leads you, and courage rises the very instant you need it most. Every battle ahead has already been accounted for. Every fear ahead has already lost its grip. You move forward now not as someone hoping to make it through the day, but as someone already equipped to walk through it with strength, clarity, and unshakable peace. Somewhere in the space between waking and rushing into obligation, most people lose the very peace they woke up seeking, but that will not be your story today. What has taken root within you through this prayer is sturdy enough to withstand the pull of a hurried world, steady enough to remain even when the pace around you quickens and the noise of responsibility grows louder. You are not walking into today unprotected against distraction, you are walking into it anchored. Think of how many times before, a single stressful moment could unravel an entire day's sense of calm. That pattern is being broken now, replaced by a resilience that does not crumble at the first sign of pressure. This steadiness was not simply spoken over you as a passing comfort, it was placed within you as something durable, something meant to hold firm through interruptions, through delays, through whatever unexpected demands this day decides to bring. Move forward now, trusting that every ounce of preparation you needed has already been given. You do not need to manufacture strength when moments grow difficult, it is already present, already active, already woven into how you now respond. Every distraction ahead meets a steadier version of you. Every pressure ahead meets a calmer version of you. Walk into the rest of today fully assured, because you are already carrying everything required to move through it well. There is a kind of readiness that cannot be rushed or manufactured, the kind that comes only after truth has had time to settle deep into the soul, and that readiness is fully present within you now. What once felt like scattered pieces of worry and uncertainty has been gathered, addressed, and replaced with something whole. You are no longer walking into today piecing together enough courage to get through it, you are walking into it already complete, already whole, already prepared for whatever the hours ahead may bring. Reflect for a moment on how far this morning has carried you, from a heart searching for reassurance to a spirit now standing firm in quiet confidence. That transformation did not happen through effort or striving, it happened through surrender, through simply allowing this truth to take hold without resistance. This is the kind of change that lasts, not because you worked hard to hold on to it, but because it was given freely and settled permanently into who you are. Carry this wholeness with you now into every task, every conversation, and every unexpected turn today may bring. Nothing ahead requires you to search for strength you do not already have. Nothing ahead demands courage you have not already been given. You move forward complete, steady, and fully at peace, ready to meet this day exactly as it comes, without fear, without hesitation, and without ever walking through it alone. Every ending carries within it the seed of a new beginning, and as this prayer nears its final moments, what closes here is not the strength you've received, but only the space in which it was given to you. What remains long after these words fade into silence is a steadiness that does not depend on hearing them again, a courage that has already become part of how you move, how you breathe, how you meet the world the instant you rise from this moment. Consider the quiet transformation that has taken place since the first word spoken this morning, the weight that has lifted, the fear that has quieted, the clarity that has replaced confusion. None of this required your effort to maintain, and none of it will require effort to keep. It was placed within you fully formed, ready to remain exactly where it is needed most, in the ordinary moments of today that once felt anything but ordinary. Rise now and step fully into the day waiting for you, carrying not fragments of hope, but a complete and settled peace. Every challenge ahead already has its answer within you. Every uncertain moment ahead already has its guidance within you. Every fear that dares to rise again will find you steadier than it expected. Walk forward now, whole, strengthened, and completely at rest, ready for everything this day has been waiting to bring you. Long after a storm has passed, the ground beneath still remembers where it stood firm, and that is exactly the kind of foundation now settled beneath you. What has been built within you through this prayer is not something easily disturbed by the ordinary friction of a busy day. It holds, quietly and steadily, even in moments you forget to notice it is there, working beneath the surface of every decision, every conversation, every small challenge that used to feel far heavier than it needed to be. Think of how much of today still remains unwritten, how many moments are still waiting to unfold in ways you cannot yet predict. That uncertainty no longer carries the same weight it once did, because you are no longer facing it with empty hands. You carry clarity where confusion used to live, calm where urgency used to rule, and a steadiness that does not ask permission to remain, it simply stays, present through whatever this day still has in store. Walk forward now knowing that nothing ahead catches you unequipped. Every version of today that could have felt overwhelming has already met its match in the strength quietly settled within you. Every moment that could have shaken you finds instead a spirit rooted and unmoved. You are not simply hoping to get through today, you are walking through it already covered, already steady, already at peace with whatever comes. Some mornings ask nothing of us but rest, while others ask everything, and today may very well be one that asks much, yet you now stand ready in a way few mornings ever find you. What has unfolded across this prayer was never meant to remain a memory of a quiet moment, it was meant to become the very framework you now carry into whatever intensity today decides to bring. Nothing about your readiness depends on the day being easy, it depends only on the strength already settled within you. Notice how much has shifted since the very beginning of this prayer, how thoughts that once spiraled now settle quickly, how worries that once lingered now pass through without taking root. This is not a temporary lightness meant to fade with the first difficult moment, it is a steadiness built to hold under real pressure, tested not in theory but in the actual demands of a day still unfolding ahead of you. Step forward now fully prepared, not because every detail of today has been revealed to you, but because everything you need to meet those details has already been placed firmly within you. Every challenge ahead already meets its answer. Every fear ahead already meets its match. Every uncertain step ahead already meets solid ground. Walk into the rest of this day steady, unshaken, and completely at peace, fully equipped for everything still waiting to unfold.